Hello student, this is Pallab Darbari, your host, and you're watching Pallab Darbari classes. In this video, we will discuss Microeconomics Class 11th Forms of Market Volume 2. In this video, we will discuss monopoly, let us see the meaning of the monopoly. Remember one thing, monopoly comes under the imperfect competition. Under the monopoly, one seller, one firm and the one producer exist. Monopoly is being taken from the two words mono and poly. Mono means single and poly means seller. So the monopoly means a firm in which, or it is that type of the market in which one seller is there. Let us see what is being written over here. A market structure, so monopoly is a market structure characterized by a single seller selling a unique product in the market. So in the monopoly, the seller is selling a unique product in the market. In a monopoly market, the seller faces no competition as he is the sole seller of goods with no close substitute. Listen, there is a difference between close substitute and substitute. In the case of the monopoly, we don't have the close substitute. We might be having a substitute. What is the basic difference between close substitute and substitute? Listen, pen and pencil, these are substitute. Pen of company A and pen of company B, these are close substitute. So in the case of the monopoly, we might be having pen and we might be having pencil in the market, but we don't have any other pen manufactured by any other company in the market. I mean, only pen is manufactured by a company and no other company is manufacturing pen. So in the case of the monopoly, we have no close substitute. We might be having substitute, but no close substitute. It means pen is manufactured by only one company and no other company is manufacturing pen. So here in the monopoly, no close substitute is there. Let us see the description. In a monopoly market, factors like government license, ownership of resources, copyright and patent and high starting cost make an entry a single seller of goods. I mean, in the case of the monopoly, we are having certain restrictions. We also discuss the restrictions later on, because of which the entry of the sellers get restricted. All these factors restrict the entry of other sellers in the market. So monopolies also possess some information that is not known to other sellers. Now let us see the basic features of monopoly. The first basic feature is single seller, firm and industry. As we have seen earlier, in a monopoly market, there exists only one individual seller or a group of individuals owning a single firm. As there is only one firm in the industry, so the firm itself is regarded as the whole industry. In the previous video, we have seen what is the meaning of industry. Industry means the sum total of the firms dealing in the same line of production. So in the case of monopoly, only one firm is there which is manufacture the same type of the product. So industry will be industry represent a single firm, because that very firm is only manufacturing the item. So industry and the firm both are the same individual or the group of individuals. A sole control over the production and the supply of output rests on the monopolist decision. The organization owned in the monopoly is called monopolist. The person who owns the organization is called monopolist. So he is the person who can take the decision of his own. The next is no close substitute. We have discussed earlier also. In the case of the monopoly, we have substitute, but we don't have a close substitute. Next is restricted entry of new firms. The entry into the monopolist market is restricted. If the restriction is not there, then the monopoly will not avail. I mean, monopoly is not possible. Because of the restrictions, no new firm can enter in the market. Because of the failure of entering the market, there is the dominance of one firm in the market. So the monopoly exists or prevails. No new firm can enter the monopoly market. There may be legal barriers such as how the entry get restricted. Four reasons are there. Four important reasons are there. One is patent right, cartels, exclusive right, license. These are the ways through which the entry of the new firm get restricted in the market. The next is a monopolist is a price maker. We know that in the market, industry determines the price. In the case of the monopoly, the firm represents the industry. It means firm and the industry both are the same person or same individual or group of individuals. It means that here in the case of monopoly, when I say industry determines the price, it means more or less the monopolist is determining the price. Why? Because industry, single firm represents the industry. Therefore, it enjoys full control over the price and output decisions. The monopolist has the total freedom to fix the price, which maximizes his profit. Therefore, it can be said that monopolist firm is a price maker, because the firm itself is determining the price, so he is a price maker. Next is monopolist has perfect knowledge. It is assumed that a monopolist has perfect knowledge about different conditions prevailing in the market. It means requirement of the consumers, paying capacity of the consumers, likes and dislikes of the consumers. He is well informed about the types of demand prevailing at different market segments. When I say market segments, we know that in the market we are having different segments. For example, infants are there, teenagers are there. Or in other words, we can say that lower income group is there, middle income group is there, high gentries are there. So in different segments are there. And the monopolist is having complete information about the requirement or the demands of different segments. So accordingly, he fixes the price and accordingly he manufactures the product and make changes in the product. Next is price discrimination. Price discrimination implies charging different prices for the same product for different buyers at the same time. A monopolist firm enjoys the freedom to follow price discrimination. The monopolist firm discriminates the price on three grounds: on the basis of person, on the basis of place, and on the basis of time. Through the example I try to explain it to you. We know that senior citizens are there, so price discrimination is made on the grounds of age factor. Less fare for the senior and the normal fare for the senior citizens. We know that different price is being fixed for the rural population and different price for the urban population. So discrimination is there. Next is time. We know that during the season more price is being charged, and when the season is not there, off season, less prices are charged. So discrimination occurred on the time on the ground of person, place and time. Let us see monopolist demand curve. A monopolist firm is a price maker. It fixes the price of its commodity in such a way that it maximizes its profit. However, it should be noted that the monopoly has no control over the quantity that he can sell in the market, because it totally depends upon the consumers. Rather, it depends on the buyers at what quantity of output they want to purchase at the price fixed by the monopolist. If the monopolist fixes a higher price, then less quantity of the output will be demanded and lesser quantity will be sold in the market. On the other hand, if he fixes a lower price, then higher quantity of goods will be sold. This implies the negative relationship between monopolist price and the quantity demanded by the buyer. Therefore, the monopolist firm faces a downward sloping demand curve. Normally, the demand curve is sloping downward. There is a downward sloping curve. Why? Because in order to sell more unit of the commodity, the monopolist has to decrease the price. So there is always downward sloping. In the case of the perfect competition, we have seen that the slope is parallel to x-axis, but here it is downward. In the figure DD, this is the monopolist demand curve. At the price OP1, the quantity demanded is OQ1, and when the price decreased to OP2, the demand increased to OQ2. We can see when the price decreased, the demand has increased. Let us see, following are the various causes that are responsible for the emergence of monopoly. What are the causes? Let us see. As I told you, certain restrictions are there. The first restriction is patent right. Patent right refers to the exclusive rights given to the innovators of a new product for the use and the sale of their inventions. The main rationale behind providing patent right is to provide recognition to the innovators who undertake rigorous research and development and also bear the risk associated with the inventions. These rights also prohibits the use of same production method and techniques by the other producers. Hence, no duplicity or the imitations of either the products or the techniques is possible till the expiry of the patent right. The next is cartels. Cartel refers to the formal agreement between the group of firms aiming basically to avoid competition among themselves and to control the major market shares. The example is Organization of Petroleum Export Countries. It enjoys the monopoly status in the petroleum industry and all over the world. Next is legal barriers created by the government licensing. Sometimes government grant license to one of the producers to undertake the production of a particular goods or to provide a particular service, hence result in creation of monopoly status. For example, Indian Railways enjoys the monopoly in the railway sector. It means through the license also the government restrict the entry. The next is endowment owing resources. What it means? It means monopoly may also emerge as a natural phenomenon. What is the natural phenomenon? It may be possible that a particular productive resource is owned by an individual or a group of individuals who enjoys full right over the products. Example, an individual owning a well or a spring of water in a particular village enjoys full control over the price of the water as there is no close substitute available. So because of the birthright also we get the monopoly. Now let us see the determination how the price will be determined in the monopoly. Let us see in the case of the monopoly whether the monopolist will earn the profit or loss. Remember one thing, in the shorter period, three situations may arise before the monopolist. One is when the monopolist earn normal profit, abnormal profit and suffer losses. First, let us see abnormal profit. We know that in the case of the monopoly, the MR is downward sloping. Why? Because in order to earn more profit, the monopolist has to decrease the price. So MR and A are both downward sloping curve. Producer equilibrium quantity will be determined at the point where the MC and MR is equal. So the quantity will be determined at the point where MR and MC is equal. At the quantity OQ, the price is P. Price means price will be determined at the average revenue. So at the quantity OQ, let us see the price. The price is OP. At the OQ level of output, average cost is, that is average cost AC is BQ. Here we can say that the average revenue is more and the average cost is less. So here the organization will earn the abnormal profit. The profit which they earn is CB, or we can say PCBA. Now let us see the other situation, that is the normal profit. We know that the average revenue is downward sloping, margin revenue is always downward sloping. The quantity will be determined at the point where MC and MR is equal. So the quantity is OQ, and at OQ quantity the price is OP. The price will be determined by the AR curve. At OQ quantity, the price, that is AR, is OP. In this graph we can say that the average cost and average revenue both are equal. So the firm will earn normal profit. Let us see how the organization will suffer loss. Quantity will be determined at the point OQ. Here the price is OP, and we can say that the average cost is above. At this level of the output, the cost is above average revenue. Average cost is BQ, average revenue is CQ. We can say that the cost is more and the revenue is less, and the loss is BC or ABCP. Now let us determine the price in the long run. In the long run, the monopolist introduced changes in the equipments and techniques of production. During this period, in order to gain excess profit, he will charge efficiency and capacity of his resources according to his need. But the determination of the quantity of production follows the same line as under the short period. In the long period, the monopolist earns abnormal profit. We know because he introduced the changes. Here we are having long run marginal revenue. Here we are having long run marginal average revenue, marginal revenue, and the quantity will be determined at the point where long run marginal cost is equal to long run margin revenue, that is SQ quantity. Price is OP. Here we can say that the cost is less and the revenue is more, so the organization will earn a profit, that is BC. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.